So today I'll be demonstrating to you how to make your own coffee by these two beautiful Arabica coffee plants located at this beautiful 1OCT lakes. Okay, so I will run you through this entire process of how you can make your own coffee from these beautiful two Arabica coffee plants that are around say 5 years old. Okay, it all happens with, from these beans. They are then, these beans are, see, these beans are unskinned in the wet process, and you will see this bean is then dried, and then this bean will have a parchment, and the parchment has to be taken off. Then the bean inside this has to be roasted, ground, and then you get your coffee. So all this is just from two plants in Warner. Okay, so simple process. I'll explain to you as we go. Right, just see this, it's very simple. All right, good day guys. Today let me demonstrate to you how to sun dry coffee beans, Arabica beans, how to then roast the beans on a pan, and later I will show you how to powder the coffee beans manually. Alright, this is how we sun dry the coffee beans. Alright, evenly spread them in the sun and leave them out here for say around 2 days, but make sure you close the cover the beans in the night so that there's not a lot of dew falling over the beans and making them wet. Moisture kills the beans basically, so you have to keep them out of moisture. All right, you can see now it's nicely spread evenly, all the beans, and you can see the bean, it has got a skin like cover, and this is basically known as the parchment, and that comes out during the hulling process or the roasting process. Okay, in either process the skin comes out, and also you have to take out that parchment skin in order to get a perfect bean for roasting, right? So you have to ensure that you put it on a nice surface that catches the heat, so that the heat transfers to the bean and then the sunlight goes on top of the bean. Have a nice jar in there so that there should not be any moisture, so that you can store them nicely and efficiently. All right, so occasionally once a day just try to move it around a bit, so that you keep shifting the beans around so that the beans get the sunlight all over. Yeah, you can do this for 2 days, 3 days till all the moisture is out, and then I will show you how we can roast these beans, okay, and powder them using a manual coffee powdering machine, or you can call it a manual coffee grinder. All right, so late evening you make sure you collect all the beans and slowly store them in your jar. Okay, do this for 2 days or 3 days to get all the moisture out of the beans that were plucked from the coffee plant, and then they were wet processed, the wet method, by pulping or deskinning, taking off the skin of the bean, and then that's what you get to dry the coffee bean with the thin parchment skin. See, that's the thin parchment skin, and that's the bean. You see, that's the coffee bean. Very clear, right? Okay, do this for 2 to 3 days. Right, so this is, remember, this is an interesting granite stone and generates a lot of heat. Okay, and that's today, after drying for the entire day, the moisture is going away slowly, gently. All right. So it's day number 2 for the drying process of these beautiful beans, the parchment beans with the parchment. Okay. Voila. There you go. Spread them evenly. Evenly as possible, and then maybe once during the day just give it a turn around so that the heat spreads evenly. All right, even spread of heat. Nice granite stone at the bottom, and beautiful coffee Arabica, homegrown Arabica coffee is getting well dried after the wet method. Okay, all right, today let's try and roast them and powder them and make a good cup of coffee. All right, so this is day 2 and looks good. Moisture is gone, looking perfect. And let me now store them in this beautiful jar, and then we will try to remove the parchment skin, and later let's roast them. Okay, then we'll make a nice cup of coffee. Lovely, tasty, delicious coffee. Arabica beans from homegrown, from the backyard. Lovely Arabica beans with the parchment. Okay, simple process. So your own plant, your own coffee. No. So now you'll see my beans are ready, but there is some moisture I can see, but I need to now ensure to unskin them. Unskinning is basically nothing but hulling, a hulling process, or you can say your hulling and polishing process. This is very important to get this kind of a skin out. You see the skin? So you need to get the skin out, and that's your coffee bean. Okay, so it's not yet over. So I'm doing everything manually. There's no machines involved here. Everything is a manual process. Okay, we don't have machinery, we're not burning fuel, we are eco-friendly, and it's going to happen, but it's just going to take time. You see, just taking time, one by one, one by one. It's a good method, very eco-friendly method. Just follow these beautiful steps and you will have your own coffee, guys. Just your own coffee. Okay, so there you go. Right, so I have now decided to speed up the process, so I will not continue to do this manually like I showed you this way, like just peeling a groundnut. Okay, so we will use a mortar. This is a mortar and a pestle, and just gently keep rotating. Okay, keep rotating, just don't damage the bean, and you will see this is basically the mechanical kind of a hulling process. After the wet or a dry method of drying, of unskinning the coffee beans, so you continue gently. Okay, and not very time consuming, but it's all going to happen. See, okay, just go clockwise, and then you go anti-clockwise. Okay. And you will see. You see, I will show you. It's all happening. See, that's how you deskin or you hull the coffee bean. All right, there you go. Okay, you can see now I've separated all the husk or the parchment skin from the bean, okay? And that's actually what you get. This is your real coffee bean that requires to be roasted, okay? And there's some more work to be done, so let me get everything together and then we shall go in for roasting, okay? It's time now to roast this beautiful beans, okay? There's some moisture, you see, there's some moisture in there, but unfortunately I have no time left, but I'm sure we're going to have a good roast. Let's do probably a medium roast, all right? So now I've heated a pan on low medium heat and I'm going to drop the beans, okay? And light up, put everything in there, okay? So all the beans go in there, and then I'll use a wooden spoon, okay? And keep moving the spoon around so that it doesn't get too dark, okay? This will go on for say around 5 minutes. You will see now it's gently changing color, but you need to keep working on it because the heat has to transfer evenly all around, okay? Yeah, just keep moving around. You'll get a nice medium roast. Don't let it get too dark, then it's going to be a dark roast, okay? So now we'll notice it's changing color, and sometimes people use chicory, and chicory is mixed with coffee to get a better flavor, but I'm not going to mix anything, just pure Arabica coffee, okay? And let's bring it to a medium roast, alright? So when you get your desired color, okay, it's time for powdering. Okay, let's use the mortar and pestle. However, you can always use a nice mixer or a powder, coffee powdering kind of a machine, but I'm going to do this entirely in a manual kind of way, okay? So now I've roasted my beans and I'm going to drop it inside this beautiful mortar, okay? And then we will start grinding them manually, alright? Alright, we start the manual grinding process, right? It's going to take a bit of time, and it don't need to be, oh, I'm already getting the aroma of the coffee. It's really wonderful, okay? I will continue. Once I'm ready, I will let you know, alright? So today I also want to share with you my little beautiful toy, the new coffee grinder that I have just owned it, and you know, I put my beans in and I will show you how I'm going to grind this manually using this beautiful grinder, okay? And also I will show you how I'm going to use the pestle and make my coffee powder simultaneously in two kinds of processes, okay? The manual process is going to be either the mortar and the pestle, or it is going to be my beautiful new toy, my new coffee grinder, alright? Okay, so let me demonstrate to you this new toy of mine, and this is how I'm going to make my coffee powder, right? So it's very nice. I need to actually fill it up, but I just have a few beans to demonstrate to you. And there you go. Lovely coffee powder is getting ready for you. Okay? Beautiful coffee powder. Okay? All from the two beautiful plants in Warner. The beautiful coffee plants in Warner gives me this beautiful, lovely coffee. Alright? You see that. After some time, I will have just enough coffee. Okay? In fact, if I was full there, I would be faster. I have just enough coffee. There you go. Cheers, guys. As I told you, this medium roast coffee powder is just coming along, and it's going to be tasty, I can tell you that. Okay, keep working on it. Alright, same beans you saw. A very simple method, a very simple process to relish your own coffee. Alright. Alright, I've taken now a hot flask. Okay, the flask, I'm going to put some, say 2 cups of hot water. Yeah, and I'm assuming I have 2, say, tablespoons of coffee. So I put 2 cups of hot water. Yeah. Okay, and now it's ready for me to put the coffee powder. So it's time for me now to collect my coffee powder. Okay, that's one good spoon. And there you go. Let's put, that's for 1 serving, 1 person. Okay, I've got the second spoon. Okay, there you go. Let me add what is left here, because I want to leave it. Okay, let me add this one. Okay, the next process is to close this. Okay, close it, cover it, keep it for 6 hours. After 6 hours, you toss this around upside down and then let it settle for, say, half an hour, and then your coffee is ready. I will get there, just give me 6 hours. All right, so once you finish your 6 hours, okay, you can just turn it around upside down, probably 3 times. Okay, and then you leave it to settle for, say, half an hour. You can do this process, say, in the night when you go to bed. You fill your coffee powder in your hot flask, and then in the morning when you wake up, just turn it around. Your coffee is hot and ready for you. So no worries, just the way you want to manage your coffee. I would say this is one of the best ways. I would like to do it this way always. So after the half an hour waiting period, it's time to check the coffee. Pour it into a nice cup. Okay, beautiful, lovely medium roast coffee. Voila, it's getting ready. Perfect, tasty, delicious, good aroma there. Then maybe I'll put some milk. Right, lovely milk in there with a good stir if you need. You want sugar, you can put sugar. And there you go, the beautiful 1OCT coffee is ready. Wow, tasty. Thanks guys.